Hello, Hebron High School. This is Dr. Fields. I'm here again with another set of information that can hopefully help you as you prepare for course selection. Remember, course selection is going to be coming up on Tuesday, January 24th, and we're going to do this in your advisory class. There's going to be more information coming to help you prepare. Today, we're going to cover two big topics. The first is giving another overview of graduation requirements. This is always good to know so you can match up where you are with where the bar is for graduation to make sure you're on track to graduate in 4 years. The second thing we're going to do is give you a chance to look over a transcript and to make sure that you understand how to read that. Because when you're able to look at your own transcript, you can start to match that up with graduation requirements and to see where you have work to do and what things you may need to make up or plan for as you get your courses together. So we're going to move in first with a discussion about graduation requirements, and then I'll see you back in a moment. For today, what I believe would be helpful for you to have just as you're planning for your classes for next year is to get a review of the graduation requirements for the state of Texas. They're very simple to understand if you stick to a couple of general ideas. The first is the big number that we're aiming for by the time you graduate from high school is 26 or above credits. You can check your progress towards that 26 credit goal on your transcript in Skyward. When we're looking at graduation requirements, we're really looking at two parts. Those 26 credits are made up of a foundation plan, which generally requires at least 22 credits. And then after that, you have an endorsement that you add to it. So the foundation plan plus your endorsement equals the graduation requirements. Endorsements, there are 5 endorsements. Students only need to complete 1 endorsement in order to graduate. The only thing that those endorsements are really applicable for is your graduation. So if you're curious about if a 4-year college that you're wanting to attend or 2-year school is concerned about your endorsements, they're not. They are most concerned with if you've graduated from high school. There are 5 options for endorsements. There's the multidisciplinary, business and industry, public service, arts and humanities, and STEM. Which endorsement that you earn, and you can earn more than one, is usually related to which classes you complete over your time in high school. Your school counselors are tracking that for you, and we would rather you not focus on your endorsement pathway. We would encourage you to take classes that you have an interest in, ones that are exciting to you. That means if you try classes and also you want to try something new, please do that. Do not worry about your endorsement requirements. If there is a concern about that, your counselors will talk to you most likely as you approach you getting ready for your senior year of high school. So after those two pieces, let's be a little bit more specific about the credits. So this highlights a bit more specifically what goes into those requirements. The foundation plan, which we discussed, is 22 total credits. It's going to include 4 English credits, 3 math credits, 3 science credits, 4 social studies credits, 2 world language credits, 1 fine art credit, and 1 PE credit. And then anything else after that would be an elective that would get you to 22 credits. That would complete the foundation plan. So this means that on this, if you have more than 1 fine art credit, that would count as an elective. More than 2 world language credits, for example, would count as electives. So that's the first part of the graduation requirements. Then when you add in your endorsement, the endorsements require 1 extra math class, 1 extra science class, and then a series of endorsement courses which you are taking through typically your other elective courses. So again, the foundation plus an endorsement equals your graduation requirements, which is a total of 26 credits. When we put those together, you're going to see, again, this is a much more simplified version, but the graduation requirements typically when we talk to students, 4 English, 4 math, 4 science, and 4 social studies credits, 2 credits of the same world language, 1 credit of fine art, 1 credit of physical education, and then the remaining courses outside of that would count as your electives. Again, your counselors are tracking this for you, but we also want you to have a hand in this as well because this is an important part of your planning. So the next sheet is an example of something that is posted on the course selection information page, which is a way for you to be able to track it if you'd like to. You have your updated transcript available in Skyward. If you have this graduation requirement page, you can also do this on a piece of notebook paper. Track your progress and see how you're doing towards getting English credits in your other core courses. This is particularly useful for students who may have not earned credit over the course of high school, or maybe passed one half of a class but not another, and making sure that all of those pieces have been cleaned up, because those are going to be very important for moving on throughout high school. Okay, next what we're going to do is take a moment to review your own transcript. And for those of you that have not looked at it much, a transcript is a really important thing for you to be familiar with, because it is all about you, and it is an official document that helps to track your progress in school, and specifically your progress towards graduation. Everybody has access to their transcript through their Skyward account. So you are able to take out a laptop or your iPad right now, and you can log into your Skyward account. See some instructions here on the side of the screen. Going to log into your Skyward account, your account, look at the portfolio section, and then you'll be able to see the most up-to-date copy of your transcript listed there. For those of you looking at it right now, that transcript will reflect grades as of the end of the first 9 weeks of this school year. In addition, the GPA and rank will be up to date as of that time of year as well. Grades, GPA, and rank are not updated yet in what you have access to based on the second 9 weeks. Those things are still being calculated right now. So those should be available within the next week or two. Just know that anytime you look in your Skyward account, the most up-to-date copy is going to be listed there. So why don't you pull up a copy of your transcript, and then you can follow along with this video to help you understand all of the different pieces about that.
If you've never looked at your transcript before, this is a really important piece of information to be aware of, but also something that you can use as you go through the course planning process as well. So, a couple of basic things. As you look at your transcript, you should see your name and your birthday and your student ID number listed on it. You'll also see information about your graduation year and other personal information on it as well. There's also information on here about Hebron High School on the top right-hand side, as this is an official document, and when you send this to schools or employers or scholarship companies, they can see where exactly you're coming from in the district that you've come from. You'll also notice on the top right-hand side that you'll find information about grade point average and class rank. This would be only updated as of the most recent transcript posted. So for example, for those of you looking at it today on Thursday, you'll most likely see that information is still old from the middle of October, but again, should be updated very soon. As you look down further on the transcript, you will see all the other parts of it, which is really an academic summary of your work in high school. You'll see all of your classes listed that you've taken and completed here. It does not matter if you have passed or failed those courses, they're all on here. And they're going to be grouped by subject. So you're going to see, for example, the language arts classes listed at the top, and then all of the math, science, social studies, economics is separated here, your physical education, your other language or world languages are listed here, fine arts, career and technology classes, and then if you had any others, there would be other electives listed. For each class, you are going to notice a long course number, which most of the time is not very useful to you. It will show you what year you took the class, and then the course, and then you will see 2 grades listed to the right-hand side. This would indicate one 9-week grade, and then the other grade would be the other 9 weeks grade. So in this example, a student for English 1 earned a grade of a 91 for the first 9 weeks of the course, and then a 97 for the second 9 weeks of the course. Because this student passed the class, you'll notice that they were awarded 1 full credit for that course. So that's listed over here. If you look for a negative example, under social studies, this student took AP World History, and you will see the class listed here, and you'll notice that that student earned a 66 for the first 9 weeks, and a grade of a 60 for the second 9 weeks. Since both of those grades are not passing, you'll notice that that student did not earn any credit here. So as you are a student, whenever you see your transcript, it's important to know what's on here. So take a moment to review it, look at the grades, look at the classes, make sure that everything looks correct. You'll also notice to review the grades that are listed. Very rarely you will see errors of a grade that was not updated as it should. We want to make sure that if there are any average passes, that those are listed as well correctly. And look at the credits to make sure that you have earned credits for all the classes that you are expecting to. You'll notice as you review this transcript example, you'll see a lot of random letters or codes listed next to every class, or a lot of them. If you look further down on this page at the bottom, you are going to see an actual key for all of those codes listed down here. So for example, what the most common ones would be things like the letter J, which would indicate that a student took a class for high school credit while they were in middle school. So if you look up here under Fine Arts, this student took Art 1 in middle school, and this is the grade that they got, and they earned high school credit for it. Another very common one is to look under here where the letter Q, that has changed to the letter H for many of you, but for those of you that are particularly our seniors and maybe even juniors who took pre-AP courses before that label was turned into honors, you might see the letter Q, which would indicate that this student took a variety of pre-AP level classes. So we can see that under mathematics, this student took pre-AP algebra, pre-AP geometry, and algebra 2, and so on. So that's helpful information listed down here as well. Over on the bottom right-hand side, you will see a summary of the number of credits that a student has earned. So you will see the total number of credits listed here at the bottom, and then you will see two different labels, one for local credit and one for state credit. State credits are the credits that actually count towards graduation. Those are the ones that count all the way up to 26. Local credits could be classes that you took, but those do not count towards your ultimate graduation. The most common version of those would be spring classes of athletics, or maybe a spring example of academic decathlon. There's a variety. If you took the second semester of something like yearbook or broadcast, that also counts as a local credit. So you can see that broken down here. Where it's listing as your credits, this actually determines what grade level you are labeled as. So for example, a student needs to have at least 6 total credits to be labeled as a 10th grader. You need to have at least 12 total credits to be listed as a junior, and you need to have at least 18 total credits to be listed as a senior. So that's where that information comes from. The last thing I want to highlight for you is up here at the top under where you will see grade point average and class rank listed. Again, this information is up to date as of when this transcript was run, and you will see 3 different grade point averages listed on your transcript, which I know can be confusing for some people. The 3 listed here are the weighted numerical, the unweighted GPA, and the weighted GPA. The weighted numerical GPA is the one that actually determines what your class rank is. Next to this, you will see what your class rank is listed as. So you will see a number, and it will then say out of, and then another number. This second number, so in this example, 898, shows you how many students are currently listed in your class. The first number, so in this example, 441, tells what this student's rank was. They were ranked number 441 out of 898. In other words, this student's weighted numerical grade point average was the 441st highest or best grade point average out of a class of 898. So this student was really right about the middle of their class in terms of their rank. The unweighted GPA considers all the courses that a student took, and it does not consider if the classes were honors or AP or dual credit, for example. So it's going to count all the English classes, math classes, biology classes as if they were the same. It will also include all of the electives and art classes as well. And it's going to give you just a very standard average on how a student does in their classes. In this example, the highest unweighted GPA a student can have is a 4.0, which would indicate that they had earned all A's throughout high school in all of their classes. This student's GPA, unweighted GPA, is a 2.98, which would tell you that on average, this student earns right around a B in all of their classes. The weighted 4.0 GPA does take into account what classes the student took and how difficult they are. So it's going to count things like the pre-AP courses, the AP courses that the student took, and it's going to give them an extra bonus or an extra weight for that. This weighted GPA only includes core courses, and it only includes AP courses and academic decathlon. it does not include in it things like PE classes or general CTE electives. So this is good information to look at.
Hopefully this information will help to continue your preparation towards course selection. Remember, that's going to be officially coming up on January the 24th. Next week, we are going to have quite a few parent presentations going on both in the evenings and also during the school day next week that will help your families also feel like they're in the know, and so that they can also help you with their course preparation. Stay tuned for those announcements that are going to be coming through emails to students and parents. For people that cannot attend those are always recorded so that people can watch them anytime that they would want to. In the meantime, you are always welcome to look at the counseling department webpage and also look on the course selection information portion of that, where you can find all sorts of resources to help you plan ahead, and we will continue to add resources to that along the way. Have a great rest of your week.